Yo, family, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on? So this video gonna pretty much gonna be about has the right to travel ever work in court, right? This part two. And earlier when I was talking about, challenging jurisdiction or never showing up to court because you might not have contracts with the state. When I looked at a few of you guys' comments, you was asking other questions that I didn't touch on, right? So let me get right to the bottom of this, right? Some people ask, what if the officer arrests you, right? What if they arrest you at the scene, right? Now, it's twofold, right? 99.99% of the time, if a police officer arrests you at the scene, usually when they take you to the station, all you got to do is make a signature promising to appear in court, and that's it. It's the same, almost the same thing as being cited, but they just take you to the station and cite you, right? It's the same thing, right? Now, if it gets to the point of them taking you to the station, either you've been acting extremely rude and disrespectful, you've been acting crazy like an animal, right? You're not good with keeping your composure and everything like that, and that's what ultimately got you to the police station, right? Another person said, man, it does not matter how you act, the police in New York City act a certain type of way. Let me touch bases on that. Even if the police officers are acting like childish, acting very immature, it does not matter. You must keep your composure. It does not matter what the next man is doing. It does not matter what they lacking at. It does not matter if they don't have if they not responsible. One thing you got to realize is they want you to act a certain type of way to get the response so they can be justified in their behavior. It's almost like, if you ever seen a situation where a man was pulled over by the police and he ended up getting pepper sprayed, he ended up getting beaten. The police might have the intention, like, man, I want to whoop this guy's ass, right? But they want to have something to be justified on, right? And almost all the time, these people on YouTube who's promoting to be a national and be free, they're not teaching you guys conduct. So you go on the side of the road where I have the right to travel. You don't tell me what to do, you idiot, right? And all they know, police bust the windows, grab them by the shirt, hem them up, drag them out the window while the glass is busted, not even out the door, out the window, and drag you, and you cut your whole arm up, and they put you in a cell, and then they say, oh, the police officer was hurt, so now we charging you with resisting arrest, we charging you with hurting a police officer. Now you just turn a small traffic infraction to an entire argument. In most case scenario, anytime you keep your composure, the police don't move with force. Not one time have I ever been grabbed and yanked outside the car and thrown on the ground face first. No, that has never happened to me. And the reason why that has never happened to me, because I never disrespect the police when they come to me. I never say, this is what you got to understand. This is chess, not checkers. Let me say that again. This is chess, not checkers. So we really have to understand when we dealing with police and how they conduct themselves. Remember, this man has a badge, right? At the end of the day, he have a gun, you don't, right? So you have to know how to play chess. You got to understand that it's best to be a teacher to him before you try to be his enemy. You want to be his best friend. And not saying that they are friends with us, because they're not, but you do want to have a certain level of respect for them, right? Putting your hands on the steering wheel, making sure you focus, making sure you answer every question intelligently. Understand that you know what you're talking about. You get what I'm saying? And so most of the time, I always get cited, right? Me personally, because how I conduct myself. And remember, I have a lengthy background. I don't have like, oh, he has no criminal. I have a long background. But the way I conduct myself, the police told me, hey, man, have a great day. You know, we don't want to tow your car. We don't want to go through that whole hassle. He just said, just make sure you change the plate if you can. That's it. That's it. You know, something small like that. And when I was talking to the officer, when they was like, you don't have registration, I said, I don't have no registration. This car not registered. No, I don't have insurance for the car, right? Instead of me arguing, is that required? Is that really required? Like, you got to understand, they not the judge. They are not the administrative court. They are not the ones that you're going to be filing motions to. They are not the one that you're going to be challenging the evidence to. They are nothing but policy enforcers. They are policy enforcers. These are the last people you're going to argue with. You get what I'm saying? These are the last people that you're going to argue with. You're going to be arguing with a guy named French Suave in the court before you argue with a police officer on the corner, right? So just for you to understand that, right? Another thing, right? This is what else I want people to understand, right? So let me get to another topic, right? A few of you guys sent case laws in regards to the right to travel, right? A lot of those case laws is lawsuit. Like, let me start with Campbell versus Walker. That was not talking about the right to travel without a license. That they was talking about a person who operate motor vehicle on the highway has the same privilege as a person who's walking or riding a bike or whatever the case might be. But that wasn't referring to a person traveling without a license. This is where the confusion take place, because even though the Supreme Court made rulings on traveling, they never specified the rulings, so which leave the whole American people blind and don't understand what's going on. So if they regulating commerce, right? If they honestly regulating commerce, but the Supreme Court has yet to specify exactly how they should go about anytime they, let's just say, if the Supreme Court, fail to address certain things, that leaves that not open for discussion as far as challenging that on a legal basis. But when it comes to jurisdiction, you got to understand, if the court lacks jurisdiction over the individual, you can challenge jurisdiction anytime. Because remember, jurisdictional, no, let me explain this. Let me say this one more time. Subject matter jurisdictional is non-waivable. So they cannot waive subject matter jurisdiction, right? Other forms of jurisdiction can be waived, like personal jurisdiction, right? But you also can challenge that too. There's many ways to challenge it, right? But I found a lot of issue with a lot of people going to court because they don't know how to argue jurisdiction, right? So they say everything so broadly, and they just go to court and they just scream at the judge, and that you're not getting nowhere, family. You're not getting nowhere. And that's how many people all over the internet clown us, and they say these people are stupid, these people are idiots. And this is the type of image that we're showing off to the public. But we need to be showing more success stories. We need to see more sovereigns who are intellectually developed, and they can explain a position precisely and win any court case. And also, let me also explain, my method is totally different. I tell a lot of you guys, once you cancel contracts, let me explain to you. Once you cancel the ID in the state, anytime you receive a ticket, there's no file to put the warrant under, right? So usually the judge see the ticket and they send it to collections. A lot of people don't know what collections is. A collections is almost like a credit collections, but they don't have your social. So collection agency purchased the ticket, and what they do is whatever information that they find, like let's just say an address or anything like that, they mail you the collection in the mail. And they say, hey, this ticket is a part of collections. Do you want to schedule a workout a payment plan? But in the meantime, you have no record in that state. You don't have no driver's license. You have no contracts with that state. So the Secretary of State can't hold your file or place a warrant on your file, right? And so that's why I want to explain to a lot of you guys. So by me not having contracts in the state of Texas, anytime I get a criminal citation, I sign it, right? That's what I'm doing now. Because I'm like, why am I wasting time not signing the tickets? And I can sign it, and it doesn't matter if I sign it or not. The warrant never links up. So I know a while back I was teaching you guys, like, never sign a ticket, right? But that's if you going to court and you trying to challenge jurisdiction, but you sign a ticket, you kind of like gave yourself away. But you still can challenge it because you could be signing under duress, right? And I understand that, right? But in the meantime, I don't show up to court anyway. So does it matter if I don't sign a ticket or not? No, it does not matter. And I'm living proof. I got over 3 citations in the last year or two. No, year. I got 3. No, 1. I got 2. I got 3. I got 4. No, 3. And on the 4th time, when I got pulled over, no warrant showed up. Not one warrant. Not one. I was so shocked. I'm like, wow. So ain't no bench warrants, no ticket warrant. None of that stuff showed up. And I never signed a ticket for 3. I never signed a ticket for 3. I never signed a ticket for 2. But on the 3rd one, I signed a ticket because I was driving with a registered car. Stupid of me, I was just moving too fast, and I was driving I was traveling with my wife's car. Her car is registered, whatever the case might be. But me personally, my vehicle is not registered, right? So they ended up giving me a ticket, but they was like, no, we're gonna take it to the police station if you don't sign it. I'm like, I don't even want to waste time. I signed it, and then I got pulled over by the police no later than a month, like 4 weeks later. And once I got pulled over, they ran my name, they ran everything, no warrants, got out the way, and that's good, right? So now I'm starting to understand, like, if your license is not linked to nothing, I mean, if that passport don't link you to nothing, we gonna sign the ticket in. Sign the ticket. Now y'all getting Taquan X authorization. Sign the ticket. Do whatever you want. You know, don't show up to court. Make sure you have all contracts in the state canceled. And when I mean contracts, family, let me explain what I mean by contracts. And let me tell you why it's so valuable, right? And I'm actually going to explain this in the next video, family. I'm really going to explain what I mean by contracts.